All right, and we are live, you guys. Going live before I do my workout this time because last time I did that workout, I had that bozo pop up. Wasn't expecting him, and he wanted to debate and all this. Da, 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 da. So I want to make sure I'm not all sweaty this time, and I got my breath about me. You see, the devil be sending people, you know what I mean? And you get online, they he got a breath. Let me jump on here and start babbling in my comment section. But I'm sending this out to the preachers, okay? I'm sending it to the preachers, mainly you online preachers with your online ministries, which are really you're just regular people that built a following, and now you're online doing whatever you feel like you need to. I've seen this white guy pop up in my feed on TikTok, and he's always talking about Jezebel. And the way he's describing it, it ain't sound like he's talking about a Jezebel. It sounds like he's talking about people he don't approve of. Hey, listen here. Don't look in my direction. I'm not running around calling myself a prophet. What I'm doing is building my following, talking my stuff, saying what God has told me to speak. I'm not going on no podcast saying it. I ain't going out here saying that I'm a preacher. I ain't going out here going on religious podcasts. Don't target me. You understand what I'm saying to you? Don't watch me. Don't target me. Because guess what happens when I get you in my rear view or I catch you in my side eye? If I catch you preachers innuendoly talking towards me, I'm going to go and clean out the church. I'm going to go and clean out the church. Every other group I've been going towards, you better sit back and watch and not project anything towards me, because God will have you pop up in my feed. And once I catch one of you preachers having something to say towards my archetype of person, oh, it's going to be on. Because I already know y'all watch me. I've seen too many preachers pop in my feed on TikTok sounding a lot like the way I speak. So you're going to learn from me, but then you're going to target me at the same time? Don't do that to yourself. You preachers know doggone well y'all done switched up the way y'all been talking since I've been out here putting out information. Don't do it to yourself. Mind your business. You want to put yourself on some pedestal and hierarchy? I have nothing to do with that. Ain't going to church since I was a kid. Last time I went to church, my dad had us go to this church with the rest of our family, and that preacher had a gold tooth. I'll never forget it. I was 7, 8, or 9, and she was going off on the church about tithes, saying we all going to hell. I asked that lady as a kid, I'm going to hell? I'm a kid. I ain't done nothing. I have no money. Then when my dad picked me up, I was in the car. I wouldn't stop talking about it. Why is she telling us we're going to hell? Me and my brother have no money. We ain't got no money. Well, David, she was talking to, why didn't she specify? I didn't say specify, but why didn't she talk directly to them? I watched this woman spitting while she was talking, looking like the devil was over her. Mad because the church ain't giving her free money. Hey, remember when you go to church, you got to pay them for that sermon. Ain't nothing free. You don't get no free message. I'm telling you right now, y'all don't want me going towards you. You think I don't? Listen, once I started seeing preachers using my words, of course, I built a case file on y'all. Come on, don't do this to yourself. Every group has a case file. And if I feel like you are targeting me, trying to make it seem like I'm some type of evil person or evil archetype, and you're doing it with your coded language, it sounds like the devil. And if you people coming towards me, trying to put some wicked spirit gossiping on me, trying to make people that go to church or people that are looking for messengers, if he didn't come from underneath one of the church people, then you know that what? Because I don't think Jesus ever was a part of a church. I also know other things about religions that y'all like to overlook and not mention in your sermons, like about how much bloodshed there was during these different wars fought over the religions. And if you didn't be a part of it, what would happen to you? I don't think that sounds like God. And then you're going to turn around and start targeting someone who's out here just trying to get people to be better and ain't even over here claiming to be part of the religion, even telling people I'm spiritual, I'm above that. I have a direct connection to the Most High God who is in everyone. And I don't need to go to a building because that's not where God is at. God is in everyone. You don't have to go to a church to get to God. What you're not going to do, I'm telling you right now, hey, what's going on, cuz? I'm not the one, the two, or the three, or the four. I'm telling you, I will cook up the church just like I cook up these dating coaches. I have no allegiance, and I will take my spiritual rank against anybody else. I'm not worried about you. I see too much corrupt stuff you've done. I know how religions and churches have gotten started. I know, not all, but a lot of different war, bloodshed, major bloodshed back in the day. If you didn't believe in the same religion that they did, major bloodshed in some of these different religions. And now y'all out here, well, we're the surrogates of goodness. We know everything right. Man, come on, bro. Like, let's chill out. What we need to start doing is minding our business. Because what you're doing is if you come after me, and I don't even really target churches or anything like that, and you're trying to make it seem like I'm some fake prophet or whatever you goofballs come up with, right? Who sent you to come after me? Because I don't belong to a church. I'm not on any podcast running my mouth. Who sent you this way? Who do you think sent you to me to tell me about myself or correct me or whatever? You think God did that? You think God sent you to go find a man who is not attaching himself to churches, to different spiritual leaders, trying to work his way up the ranks? He's just out here talking this talk by himself, minding his own business, and you some kind of way found me, which I would believe that's God letting you know you got some learning to do. But instead of you doing that, you think God sent you to me to correct me. I don't think that we're speaking to and being spoken from the same God, because the Most High God does not send me to go after regular people that are just minding their own business, building their following, especially if I had a big following, especially if I was a leader of a church or a huge leader of anything. So I don't believe you people. And what I do know is there's always a spirit on a lot of preachers. You have preachers out here that want to peacock, don't even seem like they want to be preachers. They dancing, shucking and jiving, wearing clothes tighter than women on stage, doing whatever they can, working out too much, wearing just no shirts, or just out of control, man. Like a rock star or a singer or something. Y'all done gotten out of pocket way long time ago. I don't want none of y'all over here trying to come towards me on anything. You can't judge me at all once you decide to become a preacher, minister, or whatever. Now you done taken on that mantle, and with that mantle, there's a whole lot of stuff that has been done by those people. So don't come over here. I'm just an independent contractor of God. I don't do nothing with the church. I ain't got no affiliation with any religious figures. You people have no business even being over here, because what I'm not doing is preaching that Satan is the greatest and all this other craziness. I'm making sure that everyone goes to God. I'm even telling people to go to the church. So if I'm sending them your way and I'm telling them to go to God and I'm speaking my truth the way that God sends it to me, you have no business being over here. So once you pop up into my radar, your ass is grass, preacher. Know that. Keep my name up out your mouth. Don't you ever gossip about me. Do you understand? I'm telling you right now, once I have any preacher pop up in my feed doing the same thing I've seen these dating coaches and these other groups of people throwing shade, it's done. It's over. I'm telling you, people are going to rethink going to the church when I'm done. They'll be going to God directly instead of middlemaning it. Because when you middleman it, you got to deal with whatever traumas, whatever jealousies and envies that little middleman is projecting outwardly with that message that he's sending, right? So you're not out here just giving the word. You're blending it with your own ideals and everything else while you're giving the message of God. So I would advise you to chill out. I'm not one of them dudes gonna be, it's a preacher. Nah, you not no man, not no woman have any right or spiritual rank over me, period, point blank. We are all children of God. We are all sinners. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Don't do it to yourselves, okay? I'm getting a lot of preachers popping up in my feed. I don't never have preachers pop up in my feed. It's just like one group after another, I'm going to have to check. One group after another. Don't be the next group. I am minding my business, doing my workouts, raising my son. If I'm scrolling through my feed and I got preachers talking this weird, cryptic way, not really describing what I would consider a Jezebel spirit. Oh no, you sound like you talking about anybody that ain't going to the church. You sound like you talking about anybody with confidence. Or who you calling arrogant? Okay. Yeah, because yeah, that's what God wants us to be, humble to man. That's the way Jesus was, right? He was humble to man. He wasn't flipping tables or nothing, right? He was humble to man and their positions and rank. I've already done that. I was in the military. Bitch, I got rank. I'm not doing no more ranking system. You just got a system to rank people. So it's a class system, like every other system in this country. Different kinds of class systems. Your class system means nothing to me, like the rich class system means nothing to me, like the white and black class system means nothing to me. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm over here minding my business, using whatever's around me to get my message out and build my platform. If you have a problem with that, then you need to take it up with the Most High God. If you bring it over this way with any innuendo we talk, if I get a hold of you, I ain't never letting you go. We're going to make some reaction videos. See, with these dating coaches, I ain't going to do all that because they all sinners. But you supposed to be better than that. You're a preacher. I will start making reaction videos pointing out your hidden cryptic language and what you're trying to say whenever you're talking about Jezebel, because you know you're not talking about Jezebel in the traditional sense of that spirit that be on men and women. No, you're talking about anybody that is confident, anyone that's not going to church, anyone that's moving along, doing what they have to do the way they want to do it and not the way you want to do it. I'm going to call you out. You know I can see through your bullshit. I'm going to call you out. Since I know I got all these TikTokers, I've been scrolling through TikTok this morning and I see a whole lot of different prompts based off of the live stream I just had last night. Boy, you TikTok niggas love to watch my live streams on YouTube. So since you love to watch them, I'm warning you pastors and preachers and all you church people, stay out of my business. Stay out of my business. Because if you don't, I'm going to point out the loopholes in yours. I'm gonna point out the flaws in the system that you believe in that you're pushing. That's what I'm gonna do, okay? Because you're going off the present religions and where they're at and what's been established already, moving forward a lot by force. But I'm gonna bring up the history of the religions, crusades, different things that got us to where we're at right now. The religions you're a part of, major bloodshed and massacre. Okay, so play with me if you want to, but I will be giving the history of whatever religion you're a part of, and then I'm going to ask the people, why do you think this person has the right to cast judgment over anyone else? Why are they not just preaching the message of God and going about their way? Be very careful who you're listening to in this day and age. Everyone has an agenda, and preachers have an agenda too. There can't be nobody else outside of the church that hasn't been approved by another preacher that has the message of God, possibly. Then that messes everything up. See, the funnel system can't work that way. You have to come under a preacher, a religion, so they can claim you. They can claim the message. They can claim, we're going to refine them. Don't worry. The church going to take care of it. Messages he's saying, we've been working with them. That way they can have some way to attach themselves to you. If you're somebody like me, that's like, I ain't going to let none of y'all attach yourselves to me. I ain't going to let none of you do it. I'm going to do it by myself. Then you ain't got no way to weasel your way into that person. And, you seem like you might be prophetic, but you might need a little bit of refining. Why don't you, nah. God's going to refine me. Right? And the fact that you are coming to me as if you're doing me a favor lets me know that you're not sent from God. Because God wouldn't talk to me like that. No one talks to me like that. Okay? So when they know that you're smart, you're quick, they can't really come in like they're doing you a favor. That ego ain't gonna let them humble themselves to come in the right kind of way either. So a lot of times what people will do, just like any of these other niches out here, they'll chastise you, ostracize you, and they'll innuendally talk about your archetype of character to people so that he can go ahead and throw shade your way. See, this is different forms of gossiping. It's gossip, man. It's wicked by nature. Okay. And I would even go as far as to say, stick with the ones that have brick and mortar churches. Like they started off, offline in real life, brick and mortar. Because a lot of these online preachers that start their ministries online, these are regular people that built followings, and now they acting like, they weren't having X out of wedlock. They don't have kids out of wedlock. Like they weren't doing all kind of crazy things in their past, right? These people that are just online, you don't even know where they came from. You can't really track their origin, but you can a preacher that has a brick and mortar church and then got online. So I would say the brick and mortar church people that built their fan base in real life are probably more reliable, but you still need to question the messenger. You need to always check the message with the Most High God. That's what I do. I don't care if somebody's like, I'm the preacher of the world. I'm ranked number one. All right, we don't get into this message. The minute he starts talking crazy about money or describing archetypes of people in too much depth and damning them or something like that, I don't give a damn what your position is. You talk too much. Something ain't right about this. I don't like where this message is going. Right? You have to be careful. Influencers influence. Okay. These people are positioned because they have a certain level of, everybody's like this. So anytime a celebrity, a rapper, singer, a preacher, these people have a certain spiritual energy, a certain spiritual rank that draws people to them. What they choose to do with it, that's on them. But what these different organizations who all kind of work together, if you really know, preachers get scripts, especially these big preachers, and they can't speak about certain things in the Bible. They can't bring up even the parts of the Bible that was taken out and talk to you about it and give you their perspective. So if they're giving you just like parts of things that they want you to see, and it just kind of seems like the government, like, they're smoking mirrors. You look over here. Don't look over here. Hey, we took that out for a reason. Now it's damned, and you can't talk about it though. You can't bring it up, right? You go to the church, and the preachers start preaching, and when you have a spiritual gift on you, you have the ability to get people to open up and listen to you, right? The next thing you know, they're talking about these men out here don't want a good woman, and she might have a kid or two. Why are you talking about this? This is none of your business. And you're giving your perspective from a broken married man. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that. If it was real, then they would tell the women about themselves the same way they tell the men about themselves. No, they don't. They pander to the women because the women go to the church more. It's like women go online and they watch social media more. So they'll pander. You don't want me to get started with you. A lot of y'all are not doing the work that the Most High God needs you to do in your masculine frame. No, you're taking a knee and you're kowtowing, you're pandering. But then you're over here claiming that hey, I'm a man of God and you need to listen to me. You are not doing the job that God needs you to do right now, or he wouldn't have sent me. Do you understand how it works? Some of us are warriors, man. All I've done is war all my life. If God's got me speaking, you're not doing something right. And he knows I don't care about you. I don't care about your rank. I don't care about your spiritual rank. You're going to get this message. You're going to get this work. What you going to do about it? Huh? Besides talk, what you going to do about it? When I'm sent for a reason. People like me, and we got to be called from working out, training, building, whatever we doing out here, because we go getters. And if God needs us to put messages out, man, it's serious. It's serious. He ain't gonna call me if he don't need me. He know I don't care what nobody think. He know I don't care what your rank is, boy. I don't care what everybody else in this world call you. I call you a man or a woman. What you need? What can I do for you? Come on now. I done shook hands with foreign leaders, multiple presidents. When I worked for the God and let me see everything, so nothing's new to me. I ain't impressed. I'm not impressed. Now I'm over talking to presidents and senior staff, speaking better than them. I just don't do it to yourself, okay? So don't come over here playing around in my energy, boy. You think you're gonna snoop on me? You think that's godlike? You think you're gonna take notes on me? You think that's God-like? You don't think that God's gonna let me see you? And once I see you, I'm going after you, because you are supposed to be a figure that people go to find guidance and to lead people in the right direction. If I catch that white guy again with his online ministry, he's like my age or older, with his weird way of Jezebel talk, he's going to be the first one I make a reaction video out of. And I'm going to point out every little shade throwing that he's doing instead of just putting out his message directly. I don't think God wants you to move in a way to where you're putting your messages out cryptically. I think he'd want you to say it with your chest. You got a problem with a certain archetype of people, say it with your chest, boy. Because I'm telling you right now, with my chest, not innuendoing, I said I'm talking to these preachers. I said I'm talking to these ministers. I said I'm talking to these online preachers and ministers that study me, watch me, decide to cast judgment on me, call me arrogant, whatever, whatever. Woo, 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 woo. It ain't your place. And if you pop up in one of my feeds, your ass is grass. I'm not going to sit here and turn the other cheek. If you pop up in my feed and I feel like you're vaguely speaking on my archetype, I am going to cook your raggedy, out of shape, funny looking ass up. You a vessel of God and you out of shape. Shut the hell up. God didn't make you with all that fucking fat. I don't want to hear it. And I'm not talking about fat people. I'm just talking about preachers that are supposed to be vessels of God that are not in shape, that are not leading by example, that are just getting rich and making it seem like it's just all about getting the money. Let everything else fall apart. Get a nice suit. Work on your haircut. Don't work on your physique. Don't work on no meditation. Don't get more humble or nothing like that to God. Just let the money take over. Yeah, let the money take over. Now, that's one thing I will give Kurt Franklin. He do stay in shape. Now, what he's doing with it, I don't approve of at all. But at least he does stay in shape because he knows he's a representation of the living God. And you can't be out here out of shape, not trying to do better. Super skinny and not trying to, take care of yourself either, right? Your vessel is just as important as your mouthpiece is when it comes to your message. The way you look to people, it matters. So, are you judging me? I'm judging y'all on all of that. All of it. Sitting there running your mouth, trying to do it in a monotone. You can't run your mouth against somebody else's archetype if you were calm. You wouldn't even care. You wouldn't make any videos about it. So, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go any further on it. I don't want to see any more of y'all popping up in my feed. And the minute that one white guy, the Jezebel guy, when I catch him again, I'm sure I will. He's always on some TikTok stuff dropping. He's going to be the very first one. I'm going to make an example out of him. You are not a minister, preacher, or vessel of God if you're dropping cryptic messages when you are a grown man and you can say it with your chest. You are a grown man. Whatever you have to say about an archetype, you need to describe it in the detail, not alluding, innuendoing. No. If you think that they're fake prophets, call them out. I'm talking about the fake prophets right now. Don't just be saying things in generalizations. No one really knows what the hell you're talking. You know who you're talking to. Every time y'all starting to feel that people are going other places than the church, you start doing this stuff, throwing shade, trying to allude to you gotta go to the church only. You better stop, man. You better stop. I'm not playing with you. Like, just chill out. You know what I mean? Do what you have to do. Don't be scanning the internet looking for profits. We ain't even stunting you, man. Do what you got to do, what you have, and the people you working with. Once I turn and I start seeing too many preachers popping up in my feed talking, I ain't came after the preachers because normally the preachers that pop up in my feed sound like they watch me and they sound like they're kind of getting a backbone. I ain't got no problem with that, right? If you're going to watch me, at least do something with it. But if I have another one of these guys like this one white dude that popped up in my feed, this Jezebel talk, his ass is grass, and anybody else doing that, you're going to get cooked. You're doing too much. This is probably why some of y'all preachers or you online ministers might need to get under the teachings of a real life preacher in real life, because y'all just be getting wild on here. You really just be going after people you don't like, hiding behind the Bible. And I'm not going to let you do it. I'm not going to let you do it. Your out of shape ass will get this work, and you ain't going to do nothing about it. You're going to do nothing about it. And if you know you're not going to do nothing about it, you need to keep your mouth shut. You don't need to speak on nothing. God ain't never sent you as a man to be speaking on things that you are not going to back up in real life or do anything about. He wouldn't do that. There's only one coward that would do stuff like that. And you're moving in the spirit of that coward. Because there's nothing cowardly about God. Everything about God is done in the light. You're going to see it. He's going to shine light on whatever is in the shadows and cowering. So you cowards that speak innuendo-y, you cowards that know who you're really talking about, but you don't want to really speak about it, who you believe to be fake prophets, even if the person's not even claiming to be a prophet. If you're targeting him or her, if you're moving in the energy of, I got to study him, I got to, see how they talk, and then I'm going to allude to some of this stuff in my sermon, you're moving in a coward's energy. Let me break down that coward's energy. Envy, jealousy, right? Like, these are the energies of these principalities, these cowardly energies. And that's what really sends you over to someone that's minding their own business. That's not even a part of any religious platform or anything like that. It's those spirits of envy and jealousy. You go over there and you start seeing somebody like me flowing with God, and the messages come, and you're just like, oh, why isn't God talking to me? And then you hide it behind a bunch of other bullshit. Right? But I'll see right through it. All I need is for one of you to pop up my feed. If I can watch a video of you, I can tear down everything that you're saying and know exactly who you're talking to. I just don't have too many of you popping up in my feed. I've only had this one funny looking middle-aged white guy. That's it. There's been no others to pop up. But since he popped up and I watched a few of his videos, and it really sounds like he's just talking junk on people that he don't approve of, that don't go to the church, that have a voice of God, and they call him a manipulator. They'll call him a Jezebel. They'll say that they're arrogant, that they need attention. When people like me, I don't even schedule my live screens. I really mess up my words. Must have a preacher watching me right now. I don't even schedule my live streams. I just go live randomly. It ain't nothing to me. Like, so for you to be targeting me, coming after me, it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. So if you want to be, because as soon as I see that, I should have saved the last video that popped up in my feed. That way I can make an example, show you guys what I'm talking about. But I'm not tolerating any shade. Like, you're not going to get away with nothing. And I have a lot of prophetic word people pop up in my feed. I don't pay them much attention because I'm not really a church. But like a lot of you dudes, man, I ain't got no problem with going after you. I ain't got no problem with correcting you. I don't want to see you in my feed. I don't care. I don't care what kind of leader you are. If you're not leading by example and you're just leading with an iron fist, you kind of sound like a dictator. I don't have no sympathy for that. I don't have no empathy. What are you doing running around looking for people that you think are fake prophets? Don't you have a whole group of people you're supposed to be leading? Shouldn't you be putting your 100% into that instead of worrying about what else is going on around you? That's none of your business. You don't have to. You don't have to. But if you come across my feed, I'm going to make an example out of you. I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you nothing. I ain't had no, to me, I would think if a preacher was to stumble across somebody like me and they thought that person had something about them, then if they were a real man of God, they would find a way to reach out to that person in some type of way, right? Not watch them and then make content talking about them. You're not getting nowhere with that. You're not fooling nobody with that. You're not going to get away with that. You're just as shady as any other content creator. You don't do what God's telling you to do. You were probably sent this way because I don't go watch you. You were probably sent this way because God has some message for you or something for you to learn. But your arrogance and your pride has you thinking that you're supposed to do something about the messenger you're watching. They weren't sent to you, goofball. You were sent to them. Apparently, you have something to learn. But you don't listen to God no more. You listen to your ego and your pride, aka the devil. You know what I'm saying? Because we all struggle with it. That's what really the devil is. So you struggle with the devil with that ego and pride. You keep thinking you're doing the right thing by judging other people, right? In a harsh way that you don't like. And a lot of the reason why you don't like them, truth be told, and as quiet as it's kept, because you can't control them. You can never speak to them and they would listen to you. if they don't respect you, right? Your authority in this realm means nothing to that person, and you can look them in the eyes and tell. So you would never be able to approach that person from a position of authority. You have to do it from a humble position of just being another human, and your hubris, your ego, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to allow you to do that. So I just stay away from y'all, and I just throw a little bit of things out there every now and again to let people know that the preachers of the church are not sinless. They are not perfect, if you keep forgetting. But I don't need for you to consistently be dropping content describing Jezebel, outside of the way that the Bible describes it. You are talking about regular people that you don't like. Just like that narc word. That's why I stopped using it. People just started using it against people they didn't like. It finally got shut down because everybody seen that broken women were using it the most. Well, we got to find a way to break down this Jezebel term. It seemed like broken people are using it the most. You're using it outside of the meaning of it. You're using it to describe people that you don't like, the same way women use narcissists to describe men they don't like. When you use the term Jezebel, you're going to have to start having a certain amount of character traits. Just like that word narcissist, you have to have a certain amount of narcissistic traits and tendencies to be clinically diagnosed by a professional to be that. If you clowns want to consider yourselves the professionals of being able to classify what a Jezebel is, you're going to have to come up with a system. You can't just be saying it and then putting whatever you want behind it, you fucking idiot. You do this stuff all the time, and as long as you're not questioned, you keep doing it. You're being questioned. Who are you calling a Jezebel? What qualifies someone as a Jezebel? Because do we not have our own weird ass tendencies individually as humans? So there might be traits that we all have that you would consider Jezebelic. What is the standard? How many qualifying traits do you have to have? And what are those qualifying traits? If you're a preacher and you're hollering Jezebel and you don't have none of this stuff established, somebody like me had to bring it up to you. You are not who you claim you are. You're a fraud. You're a Jezebel yourself, and you're just projecting outwardly the things that you do. I would not get out here and start running my mouth about what something is without coming up with a system. So that way, if I'm checked, I can be able to, well, it's a system, right? If this person has this and this and this, and they've shown this kind of behavior over a period of time, if they've treated all people in their previous relationship, I would have a system. You're just saying stuff. The Jezebel and the Jezebel, based off what? Based off what? You getting on there peacocking could be considered something like a Jezebel. You not being in shape when you know God gives you the ability to work your body to its limit, and the only thing you get from it is improvement, and you're sitting on your ass. What qualifies as a Jezebel spirit? You have to have some qualifiers. You sound just as ridiculous as these females out here that claim that every ex of theirs is a narcissist. And then when you ask them, okay, so what are the narcissistic traits that they exhibited over the course of time consistently? What do you mean narcissistic traits? Well, you do know that there's, if you look it up, the people that the doctors actually diagnose people with this they have a system they go off of, right? You can't just say it because you feel like that person is that. See, your feelings could be trauma, envy, jealousy, could be all this mixed together. What do you know? Based off the systems we've established, what do you know? You're just saying stuff. That's why I have no respect for you. If you're a professional, you would think the way that I'm thinking. You wouldn't want to just say stuff to make yourself feel better. But when you have evil, wicked spirits on you, these principalities are really egotistical, man. Their ego get hurt real. Like if you got one of these principalities on you, once that ego gets hurt, you're going to run out there and lash out in some kind of stupid way without thinking. You're going to do it. You're a whole preacher, but you think that it's okay to just call someone a Jezebel and casting out the spirit of Jezebel on people based off of nonsense. The stuff that you describe as Jezebel could be nonsense. What you call arrogant could be just confidence, divine confidence. What do you consider arrogant? Break that down. you wouldn't be able to do it because you're an idiot and you're just saying whatever you need to so that you don't come across like a hater. You're just an idiot, right? That's why God made sure that one of his messengers was a engineer. I pay attention to stuff. I listen to words that people say. I pay attention to the spirit behind the words that's being said. I look at your face. I can see the demon on you. It'll always slip out because God made me in a way to where I speak, I trigger demons. The way I articulate myself, they call it arrogance, right? They call me cocky. A demon will always call me arrogant and cocky. Don't even know me, right? Don't look into me and what I've been through to get where I'm at. Don't know nothing about the supreme confidence I've had, man. Wouldn't even want to know. You just want to cast judgment. See, this is how I catch you. This is how I catch you. You know, I'm patient. I'm a thinker. And I don't care what none of you people think. I don't, and more importantly, I don't watch or care what you people are doing. I'm too busy. So I don't have time to study somebody and get jealous and envious of them, right? That's why the internet's around. That the internet is a spirit in itself. And once that spirit was able to get into your hand, now where you would have been working and minding your business, you wouldn't have the internet. Now you just go and start scrolling your phone and find somebody to be jealous and envious of instead of finding something else to do. How can I phrase things in a way to cast judgment on this person without coming off like a hater? That's all y'all do, man. You think you're slick, but you're really idiots because the time you're wasting trying to characterize people and describe people without calling them out by name, you could have done something productive with that. Maybe go for a walk, go lift some weights, work on your diet, hang out with your kids or grandkids or whatever. No, you're out here trying to come up with an articulate way to cast hate on somebody and then call yourself a man or woman of God. No, idiot. That's why God allows me to see you out of shape. So I'm seeing you out of shape. I'm like, well, who are you judging? You're out of shape. First things first, work on yourself and get in shape. You should be leading by example. That's how I know you people are not right. Do not come towards me with this holier than thou. Yeah, you might have some great spiritual rank, blah, 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 blah. Who cares, man? Who cares about your spiritual rank when you're a fucking fat ass? I don't care about your spiritual rank. Who cares about your spiritual rank when you're not fat, but you're skinny and sloppy? Like you're just deteriorating. What are you doing? So you got that spirit of God on you. If it's anything like mine, it gives you an abundance of energy. And all you want to do is use it to scroll and find ways to hate on other people while sitting on your ass. No. You're gonna get judgment, man. You're gonna get judgment. So I better not see too many more of these preachers popping up in my feed. I'm telling you, it's gonna be right on over to the church. I'm gonna start going live and talking about the church. And trust me, a lot of where my rebelliousness, it came from the church. Like I said, 7, 8, or 9. Gold tooth preacher. It was a family preacher talking about tithes. And I don't know if her goofy ass is still preaching. Gold tooth spitting when she was talking, mad like the devil was over her. Y'all ain't paying your tithes. You're going to hell. Nah, lady. Last time my dad was like, hey, my dad didn't go to church. My dad stays at home. He watches preachers at home. He spends the entire, my dad is highly ranked spiritually. He don't even know it. But you know, my dad, he praises God every day. There ain't no just one day of the week. He does it every day. Okay. So when I told him about that situation when I was a kid, I'm like, I don't want to go back there. You know, I don't want to go back there. My dad was like, well, you can stay home. You can just, you know, praise God like I do here at the house. We can do it together and you ain't got to go. He gave us the option. Y'all wonder why I'm the way I am. I had great parents. I had really, 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 really good parents. And my dad always gave us, it wasn't do this. He said, well, here's another option, you know, and then that's what we did. Right. So all of y'all that were raised in the church and dealt with preachers, no matter what they did, the minute I came home and told my dad how messed up our preacher was, he allowed me to stop going, which opened up my mind. Oh, I ain't got to go. Yeah, I can still worship God. Yeah. Yeah. See, y'all need to know there's options, man. And you ain't got to go through some corrupt preacher and I'm not calling them directly corrupt, but any man or woman is corruptible. And greed and envy and jealousy, they seep into people's lives, man, and they take over them. You don't even know when. And then you'll have these clear, precise, direct messages from God go to cryptic. I kind of see the message, but there's something else attached to this too. And you're tired of hearing the extra that's attached to it. Some human judging other humans, and you don't even know who they're talking about. You're like, how is a message from God? It should be talked to where everyone can understand, not you dropping cryptic messages about a group of people that we don't even know who you're describing. You start using the tongue that God gave you to start weaving spells, right? And gossip. You start using the tongue to weave spells and gossip, you know, in the messages that God's giving you. It's disgusting and it's despicable. And that's the reason why God has to have his private contractors, aka prophets, or me, I just like to call myself a truth teller. Whoever calls me whatever they want to call me is their perspective of me. My perspective of myself is that I am a child of God. I am a part of God. There's a part of God in me, making me a living, no, a representation of the living God in this realm. Therefore, I am going to project myself outwardly along that spirit that I feel and how I feel that it wants for me to move. That ain't up to you to dictate or none of that. This is up with God. And if you get in the middle of that, we have a problem. If you try to tell me how to act and God is telling me how to move, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. And I'm not going to stop. You understand me? Your rank, your videos, none of that stuff mean nothing to me. I don't care about none of that. I done been to war twice. I have had people my age and younger get blown to shreds. Not even a body to take back home. I have seen my enemy getting messed up by their own IEDs. I have seen dudes with half their head blown off and the brain full intact. I have seen a lot of stuff. I've experienced a lot of stuff. You have not gone through what I've gone through, and God has maintained your spirit to stay happy the entire time. I am aware of this. The stuff I've seen should have broken me many and many a time over. It doesn't. I still see the beauty in life. I still see the beauty in people. And people see that on me, and you can't change that. 420 on the timer, he speaks about angel numbers. Whatever you want to call when you're getting in sync with the universe. See, there's different words to describe this stuff, but it's all the same thing. When you're getting in sync with God, you're going to start, what do you think time is? What do you think it is? Right? And when you get in sync with it, you're going to just be hitting these numbers. It's going to be these numbers. You're going to notice things. It's getting in alignment. It's noticing patterns. You know what I'm saying? It's being able, in a way, to move without having to check time all the time. You just kind of like always in sync. But you want to demonize certain things because of the way that it's described, or describe it a different kind of way. You know doggone well you've seen sequences of numbers. You know doggone well that this universe was made by God using math. So to notice the math of God, right, to me means that you're enlightened. But if you don't want to describe it that way, you want to demonize it automatically. See how you can do that? You see how you can speak life into something that people are trying to do in the right way, or you can speak death into it by calling it witchcraft. You see how you can do that? That's how God works when he given you the ability to speak, the power of the tongue. You can influence people the right way or the wrong way. And if you decide that whatever something is bad and you want to influence, then you're doing it the wrong way. Is that what God's telling you to do? And if you think it's God, why would you think that God is sending you to go mess with people that aren't out here influencing politicians, that aren't out here in different celebrities' ears as whatever mentor or spiritual guide, like that goofy female that Jay-Z goes to? That's a whole witch. I could see if you're going after somebody like that. She's influencing big figures, got them doing ritual spell dances and whatever else that weird, funny looking woman be doing. You hear that? I'm telling you, man, y'all need to do better. Y'all really, you need to do better. You need to straighten up. Okay. You need to stop going after people that you don't agree with, that you see that people are attracted to. There's a reason why God is making that person that way. I've done nothing to manipulate people into following me. I literally got on here with nothing but what I had in the moment and letting people know I have to start all over with my son. I'm going through divorce, but that's because I cannot deal with a cheater. I can't deal with someone cheating on me. Loyalty is really big to me, and I can't let that go. Okay, I wish I was man enough to do that, but I'm not. I cannot let cheating go. I don't believe in divorce, hence the reason why we were together for 9.5 years. I did the best I could. The woman got fired from 15 jobs. I did the best I could. But after a while, you got to be like, hey, man, you think Leos like to lose? No. But a loss is a loss, man. You got to let it go. And what I did was, instead of going and rebuilding myself in private, then popping up on the internet and telling people to believe what I'm saying, I'm showing them how God will rebuild you. God ain't rebuilding you. What are you talking? Who else is doing it then? Who else is doing it? Who else is keeping me from getting harmed while I start over? Who else is making sure that I'm making the right investment so I can go without having to work for somebody else? Even while I'm going through heartbreak and whatever else. Who else would be doing it? Who else? Who else gave me my 10 years back? Huh? Oh, he looks younger than what he is. He's doing witchcraft. Ain't nobody doing a damn thing. You just mad because you don't understand it. Because you're not supposed to. Because I don't get here telling y'all that I went to God and I said, the only thing I regret about my marriage is the time I wasted. He gave it back to me. I know exactly when I look in the mirror what's going on. I don't need for you to understand. Oh, yeah, he's reversing aging, reversing shit. I wasted 10 years of my life and God gave it back to me. Period. That's it. So when y'all get online, you just start judging people. The reason why I look the way I do, God has a plan for me. Everybody's skin don't go. Okay? I ain't doing nothing in particular to make it do that. Do people wrong. And God is wanting to bless me. That's just what it is, man. Just because you understand it don't mean that they're doing something wrong. And just because you don't agree with the way that someone's going about getting their message out, that don't mean nothing. Who are you to agree with it? Who cares that you don't agree with it? Who are you? Everybody want to think they're more important in other people's lives than they really are. You're nobody to me. Preacher, bishop, whatever you are, I don't owe you nothing. You owe me nothing. You don't get no automatic respect in my life. What have you done for me or shown me that you deserve respect? Don't come over here with that craziness, man. You get told about yourself just as quick as any other dating coach. You don't have any kind of rank in this world that goes above me. Are you crazy? What I'm gonna need for y'all to do is, again, if you don't agree with the way that I'm delivering my messages, go find something else to do. If you don't agree with the way that some of these prophets are moving, go find something else to do. It ain't gonna stop them from speaking the way that they speak. There's people out here that I would consider prophets. Like I said, I don't call myself a prophet, but I consider prophets, and they be saying some stuff sometimes that I don't agree with. Right? But I don't care. It ain't meant for me to agree with it. If they were going to be doing things by the book, they'd be a preacher. If they wanted to do things according, let me say that by the book. If they were doing things in accordance with societal customs and norms that keep people comfortable, that's what I want to describe it. Yeah. Then they would be a preacher. But sometimes God needs some people to break things up. Like, hey, this whole societal norm thing is just a bunch of mask wearing, you know, niceties, just to make you at ease and in your comfort, you know what I'm saying? So you can be comfortable and relax. And that whole person could be a demon. God, no, I want people to be real around me, man. I don't need you to wear a mask because it's socially normal. Nah, if you're a whole demon, if you don't like me, if you don't rock with me, I want to know. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? I want to see this. It's about time for me to go. I'm out here, man. This freaking neighbor get on my nerves. I know he ain't got no car, but this dude, I hate getting into it with people. I had to get into it with him the other week. Right? I went live one time and he was making a bunch of noise in the middle of the night. And he was calling me a moron. Man, I ran up on him because he walks everywhere. And I'm like, we got a problem? I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? No, we ain't got a problem. I don't like doing stuff like that, but I can just tell when people really have something more that they want to say and they're just not doing it. They have plenty that they want to say and stuff like that, but they're just not doing it. I'm going to force you to say it. You don't like me? Okay. I don't like you. Do we have a problem? I never told you we have a problem, man. I didn't ask you that. I said, do we have a problem? And then that's when he looked at me kind of crazy, rolled his eyes. And I'm like, oh, see, you were sitting there acting like you were naive. You've been acting like you're goofy. But when I come over here and I come to correct you, that's when I got to see the demon. Rolled his eyes. He was like, no, man, we ain't got no problem. Because he knew what I was doing. He knew I was checking him. He knew exactly what I was doing. All that goofy mask fell off. And guess what? Now he don't fake wave. We stay out of each other's way. He don't be up in the middle of the night when I go live. And I don't run him down whenever he's walking to get wherever he needs to be at. Like I've said before, bruh, you walk. It's hot out here. I'm going to wait till you get halfway where you're going and you're kind of tired. I'm going to jump out my truck. What's up? I'm not going to run up on you in the middle of the night at your house. That's how black dudes end up in the news. Not doing that. Wait till the sun's out. We're going to correct this. And we did. See, again, I just don't want to play with you people. I want to be left alone. And if you're in my business, some type of way, you're going to be made known to me. And when you're made known to me, I'm going to correct it. I'm going to correct it. Period, point blank. And then you can do whatever you want to do and say to make yourself feel better. But I guarantee you, you don't have better words than me. I can guarantee you that no matter how highly ranked you think you are, how highly ranked you think you are spiritually, you ain't going to do nothing to me. You're not going to do nothing to me because God's got a mission for me. Ain't nothing going to happen until that's done. Okay? If 2 wars to Iraq couldn't take me out, a narcissist, and everything else I've gone through since then, you ain't going to do nothing. Just chill out. Chill out. Okay? So I'm just putting this message out here really quickly because the more I keep putting my messages out, I'm having more religious people kind of come towards my direction, and I have no problem with that. But the religious people that come this way should be open-minded religious people that understand that I'm not claiming a religion and that I'm a spiritual person. I'm working on my direct connection with the Most High God. And if they don't like that, they need to keep it trucking, and they need to represent the religion that they claim that they're a part of as best as possible by turning the other cheek and keeping it trucking. If you decide to continue to watch, hate watch, aka evil eye, gossip, which is witchcraft as well, you church-going people are just as bad as witches and warlocks, truth be told. If you're doing that stuff, gossiping, that's witchcraft, man. You're speaking on somebody else's life and they're not around. That's witchcraft. And a lot of people that go to the church do that kind of witchcraft all the time. Okay? So I made this video to let y'all know you're not as perfect as you want to believe that you are. And I want y'all to know that you need to leave people alone and mind your own business and live in as much alignment with the Holy Book as possible. Doing anything outside of that, honestly, I feel like you're just a spiritual person disguising yourself as a religious person so you're not judged by everybody else. And I'm just going to move accordingly. Well, if you are not going to hold up the integrity of the good book and the religion that you represent, I'm not going to for you. I'm going to give you the business. So I'm going to do. So remember that I am Mr. Peace, Love, and Light. You know what I'm saying? But I'll piece you up and knock your lights out. Don't play with me, man. Don't play with me, right? Whatever people feel like message I'm giving them is however they perceive me, and they're allowed to do that. I'm not calling myself a prophet. I'm telling you that I'm in alignment with God, and I'm speaking the messages that I feel like God is telling me to speak, and I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think, your mama think, your daddy think, your cousin. I don't care what any blacks think that are Black American and thinking I'm going against the community. I don't care what any global Black people, I don't want to say blacks because Black people get tired, they get offended by that. What global Black people think, you know, because they claim I'm a part of that community. I don't care what religious or religion, you know, that feel like I don't care about none of that. You ain't got to watch me. You ain't got to listen to me. You can keep it trucking. No one's opinion of me means anything. I'm going to repeat this again, bro, sis. No one's opinion of me means anything. I am only obsessed with getting the approval and having the best opinion from the Most High God. That is it. That is the only obsession I have. I don't care about none of y'all. Y'all really think that you can speak words of negativity over me, or you mean something? You mean nothing. You literally, if you go against me, you mean nothing to me. Straight up. Not even enough to argue with. Not even to waste energy on that. You mean nothing. And sometimes you people need to be told that, because the niceties that we come up with, the social norms, are allowing you guys to think that you're more than what you are. Sometimes you got to be told, bro, sis, you mean nothing to me, man. Your opinion and perspective of me means shit. So for you to feel that you have any, take it somewhere else, man. The internet got y'all out of control, man. That's all. Guys gotta have guys like me coming out here, and there's women out here that are doing this too. But guys gotta have people like me come out here and get y'all back into reality, man. Y'all really gotten accustomed to these worldly positions and this material. Y'all just be preachers, flashing your money, flying around in private jets, be out of shape. You'll call somebody like me arrogant. How is that not arrogant? I got all the money from your tithes, and I ain't gotta pay taxes. Ha 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 ha. Come on, man. You people be getting your money and you be flaunting that stuff, and then y'all be on the pulpit talking about everybody else. Why are you not living humbly? Huh? Why are you not living by example? What's humble about flying around in private jets? Football arena size church. What's up? What's up? What's going on? Right? Let people go who they want to go to get the message they need. Right? Just mind your business. So, y'all pay in any type of way, and you just can't seem to get the right kind of energy from whatever I'm saying, please block me. Don't pray for me, because I don't know who you're praying to. Because a lot of y'all think y'all praying to the Most High while y'all still doing ignorant, arrogant, jealous type of stuff. So the Most High God ain't talking to you. So I don't want you praying for me. But just walk away. Block me and walk away. I don't want to hear none of you religious people talking about, I'm going to pray for you. You're throwing shade. For one, you're throwing shade. You're using prayer to throw shade. How smart is that, man? How holy is that? To use prayer to throw shade. You hear women say it all the time. Oh, child, I'm gonna pray for you. And you think that's the context in which God wants you to use that for? That's that religious shade right there. That's how a religious person will shade you. Oh, child, I'm gonna pray for you. Go sit down somewhere. Go sit down. God didn't teach you this stuff for you to throw it in someone's face and use it as a smart remark. Go sit down somewhere. Right? Just go about your way. You don't need to pray for nobody. You don't need to pray over nobody if they ain't asked for it. They don't know your spirit. You need to go somewhere. You need to go on somewhere, right? That's a full hour. Okay, we got it. I'm gonna make sure I get a full hour in. You guys smash that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Join the tribe. I got to get up in here, man, and I got a lot of homework to do. I got to, well, I'll do tomorrow, but I'm doing to do it today. You guys, I want to hear in the comments. But if you feel like I just kind of I did a little bit too much today on a Sunday, even though my day of rest is Saturday, but it's whatever. You ain't gotta leave a comment, right? You ain't gotta leave a comment, but if you want to check me, you can do that in the comment section. If you want to be like some religious people and start quoting Bible verses because that makes you feel better, right? Cherry picking, you can do that as well. You know what I'm saying? I want you guys to, interact. I don't want you being scared, okay? I don't want you being scared. That's why I try to make sure I don't show too much of my personality, because I'll scare the crap out of you. God don't play about his people, his children. I'm not a dummy. I'm not stupid. I'm not arrogant. I'm not ignorant. I notice everything. I just don't always speak on everything that I notice. You're not supposed to. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to. So don't let this. Don't let the smooth taste fool you, man. God don't want you knowing what his children are thinking or how they're moving, but don't think that they aren't thinking and they're not moving. Okay? That'll be a mistake on your end. All right? That's all that I'm going to say on that. Okay? We'll be minding our business, but don't think that we don't notice what's going on around us. Yes, we do. We just move in silence, right? Because a lot of y'all be wrong as hell. And it's better that you're wrong than for you to know the truth and then start trying to throw negative energy that direction. So we just let you believe what you want. The best thing to do. If I'm the villain in your story, that is fine. If I'm a narcissist in your story, that is fine. If I'm the Jezebel in your story, that is fine. But I don't know you and you don't know me. We've never met each other, not one time in real life. And you do not have the spirit to judge people based off the way that they look. That is discrimination. That's targeting. That's profiling. So we don't even know what you would consider. See, just really quickly as an example, like that white guy I keep saying. And he's calling certain men Jezebels and calling them arrogant. Well, if I feel like he's kind of describing my archetype, how do I know that he don't consider all black men arrogant? You see how that works? See, a lot of people think black Americans are arrogant in nature. We're cocky and all this other stuff. That's why they have those stupid ass jabs. Oh, y'all are just slaves. And, if you're so smart, why do you care? That's what I always ask when I see these people in comment sections trying to break us back down. Why do you feel like you need to check us? Why does it bother you if we're just fools, right? And goofy and dumb? Why does it bother you so much? There's a spirit on us that triggers the demons in other people. It's a spirit that won't be broken, can't be bought, and we're not going to what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. Words getting away from me right now. But we're not going to conform. I guess I can use that word. We're not going to conform to other cultures and other races. We are always who we are. We have always been this way, and we can't be broken about it. So it bothers people, and a lot of people will call that spirit on us arrogance. It's not. It's not. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't listen to people. I don't know the real reason why they have a problem with me. They could have a problem with all strong black men, right? They could have a problem with all strong traditional black men that don't have nothing to do with the alphabet or whatever group. They might have a problem with that. And when I say nothing to do with, I just mean we ain't got no commonality. I don't hang out with y'all. Y'all don't hang out with me. Ain't nothing to talk about. That's all that I'm saying. I ain't got no problem with you. I'm just telling you, I'm not one of them people just hanging out with people. I don't have nothing to do with rednecks either. I have nothing to do with hillbillies. They mind their business. I mind mine. I ain't got no problem with them, but I don't have nothing to do with them. I don't. So when you people that are in the rainbow community get mad at me, hey, listen, you projecting whatever you're projecting on me in hopes that it would be something different ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay? I have no problem with y'all, but I feel like y'all are too flamboyant. I feel like y'all are taking advantage of the fact that the country is pretty much in your favor. And if anyone does anything or says anything, then there's some type of phobic. And I'm tired of that shit, right? I'm tired of it. Just like when white people say stuff about black people and everyone would say they're racist. They can't even talk. Like, look, I ain't getting a part of that shit, man. You're not going to silence me because I'm just not in agreement with the fact that these dudes will force themselves on straight guys. And we're saying, hey, listen, I have nothing to do with you. I ain't got no problem with you, but I ain't got nothing to do with you, right? I don't need you hitting me up on TikTok. I don't need you fantasizing about me and whatever. We don't need to be friends like that, man. I can respect you. You can respect me we don't need to be around each other. What the hell do we have in common? I don't even know what you're thinking while you be hanging around me. And if you're thinking anything in any kind of weird, actual way, then you're disrespecting me. You're literally disrespecting me. It's like some dude being around a woman and think all this weird, nasty ass shit. I don't know what you're thinking about. I don't know what you're thinking about, and I don't want to know. Oh, you're phobic, nigga. I don't give a shit what you call it, bro. Whatever you want to call, never getting close to dudes, not really having dude friends, not trying to, whatever you want to call it to make yourself feel better, you will not say it to my face. You won't say it to my face. I really don't care what y'all call me. I'm going to be comfortable in this realm. I'm not going to have nobody around me that's on any kind of perverted demon. And I don't know what the hell this nigga's thinking about while we over. Nah, bro, come on. Why would I even do that? It don't make any sense. It don't make no sense. I'm trying to make fun of dudes for not wanting to hang out with people like that, man. Come on, man. They got their group, we got ours. What's wrong with that? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Stop trying to crucify me, man. I ain't doing nothing wrong to you people. No, I have no problem with your way of life. Just don't force that shit on mine. Like I ain't got, you know what I'm saying? Just a traditional dude. That's all. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't be coming over here thinking that I'm going to be on some of that. I'm worried about being called this or that, or call me whatever you want. Call me whatever you want. Project on me whatever you feel like. You won't say it to my face. You won't say it to my face. Not worried about you. You know what I'm saying? Not worried about none of that stuff. I just, again, want y'all to know where I stand on everything. Just want you to know where I stand. All right. That's where I stand on it. Okay. I have no problem with the group, especially the lesbians. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't got nothing to do with any of it really, and especially the dudes of the group. I have nothing, and I'm not saying it bad. I'm just saying I don't have no conversation for it. I ain't friends with nobody like that. All my friends, we're just traditional men, and I mean so traditional we don't even hang out a lot. They got their families, I got mine. We're raising our families, bro. Like we're dudes. We don't. Man, I forgot my friend's birthday this year, bro. Hey, Moon, I'm sorry about that, man. I forgot my friend's birthday this year. I hit him up days later. He's like, hey, don't worry about it, man. You know what I'm saying? Or it ain't that big of a deal. It's not even like that. So I like those kind of relationships. Like I like that. I like a man giving another man their space and hey, we see each other. You know, we hit you up on the phone whenever. But I got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even hanging out with dudes too much at all. But just let y'all know on that, because I'm tired of. And I ain't got nothing against it. I'm just letting you know. Like, don't be hitting me up on TikTok, man. You know, I don't have nothing to do with that community. I don't, you know, so do what y'all do. I'm going to do what I do. I got everything out the way. So I'm going to do some homework. I'll get back on here a little bit later. You guys, appreciate y'all. Smash the like button. It's time for me to go for this run and then do this insane hit training. And then lift weights a little bit later. But drop a comment if you want to. Share the live stream. I don't think I cuss too much, but I definitely hit some topics that you people might not want to listen to. And I'm expecting to see plenty of TikTok panel thumbnails speaking something along the lines of something I've said in my live stream. Since y'all love to come over from TikTok, take whatever I say and make a damn panel out of it. You know what I'm saying? And then sit there and discuss nonsense the whole time, right? I'm expecting to see it. If I drop in your live stream, don't act surprised. Don't start stuttering. Of course, I'm going to find you if you're studying my doggone live streams on YouTube. Of course, God's going to point me in your direction. Don't stutter. Don't stumble. Continue doing whatever you were talking about. I didn't even know all you people knew me like that on TikTok. Didn't even know. This is what happens when you don't say nothing to nobody. I had no idea. So, of course, I'm going to talk about y'all. No idea. Every time I go on TikTok nowadays, one of these goofy panels is talking about something I just spoke about. Just got through watching some dudes talking about dudes are scared of other dudes. Dudes are scared to be friends with other. Man, shut the hell up, dude. Pussy ass niggas, shut the hell up. You that pressed for friends? Ain't no dude scared of dudes. Dudes just don't like dudes like that, bro. Y'all weird as hell, man. It's always some Gen Z weirdo looking for a friend. Bro, shut up, man. Dudes are scared to be friends with other dudes. I don't care how you describe it. We don't want to be around you niggas. What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Man, y'all better, look, I'm telling you, man. Y'all better go overseas. Y'all better find a way to get around some women. See, this is what happens when women are acting up and dudes cut them off. Now there's all this weird stuff going on. Dudes talk about why dudes don't want to be friends with others. What the hell are you talking about? That sounds like some woman talk, bro. Go on somewhere with that, man. That's some Gen Z shit. Ain't no older generation of dude worried about being around dudes and making friends with dudes. You better go on with that shit, man. You better go on with that, man. I'm telling you, I'm gonna hurt your little feelings. Now go run back to your little goofy ass TikTok and make your little stupid ass panel. And when I drop up in there, do not act surprised. You niggas steady be watching, don't be supporting over here. Do not act surprised. Motherfucker, every time I jump up in a live stream, they be acting all, nah, nigga, you like to watch me on YouTube? Let me watch you on here. You like to watch me on YouTube? Let me watch you on TikTok while I'm working out. That's how it works. Highly attractive men often presumed to be. That's a good topic question right there. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Daniel. This is what I've noticed. A lot of people have wishful thinking, and they'll project that wishful thinking onto you. When I first got on TikTok, I had a bunch of I was just getting on there and just building, and a bunch of LGBTQ dudes was sending friend requests and stuff like that. And then what was happening was I'll go to their page and they would be talking about, yeah, here's how to identify down low man. Nigga, I just accepted your friend request. I ain't even looking at the avatars like that. Right. But they use that just to try to make it seem like I am, right? Or whatever. Weird little things like that, right? Was what I noticed. And then, yeah, black women, when you're extremely attractive, will call you that. But you got to understand, a lot of women, especially black women, they know down low dudes when they see them. They really know you're not. They will call you that, and they'll make it seem like you are because they know they don't qualify for you, but they know you're not. Like, they wouldn't watch you if they thought you was really like that. But they watch you because they know you're not. But they will call you that no matter what. So I can't go off of what black women say, because black women know that in the black community, like, calling a dude that is still something that can probably get under our skin, and they know it because they align themselves with that community in everything else. But when they need to use a community as a derogatory term towards black men that are straight, if they thought you weren't straight, then they wouldn't call you that. They have a bunch of, LGBTQ friends. They know you're not. They're trying to offend you. That's why they're calling you that, right? So I don't think that the women think that. I think that the LGBTQ men have wishful thinking, right? You see these guys are always getting messed up real bad or taken to the next realm because they won't get with guys that are like them. They keep trying to trick straight men, and no one knows why. Like, no one knows why. Like, they just keep doing this. Like, there's a shortage of them, and they're always projecting and having wishful thinking. Oh, maybe this guy's down low. Dude, no. So whenever they make assumptions, it's like, I don't know what you're going off of, because Prince was about the sassiest around, but he was surrounded by women, never no accusations. He absolutely adored women. So I don't give the LGBT community certain things that men do, because they came from a man. So whatever they're doing is part of, not the I'm talking about the mannerisms or the way that they speak in certain ways. I don't just let them have all of that, man. There's certain times that a man has to check a woman, and it's going to be considered sassy. Well, men were checking women before homosexual men popped up doing it, right? That's something that a man does. They just took it, and now anytime a man checks a woman or is checking some, oh, you being real sassy, you know what they're implying, right? But men were doing that way before they attached it to that group. That's something a man does. They just usurp that, man. Obviously, they do it way more flamboyant, but men have always had to check women. What are you talking about? We don't sit around and let y'all just, okay, we've always been checking you. And it ain't always been physical. There's been plenty of men that would verbally put you in your place without getting loud or yelling or whatever, right? So I don't let them have that. And again, they'll see you doing certain things, and it's wishful thinking. It's assumption. It's hoping, it's wishing, it's a wet dream that they wishing was true. I just don't entertain it. I don't get upset by it. right? Because if I get upset by it, I think I'm giving them too much energy, right? I'm not saying they don't bother me that they assume it, but I don't care what they assume. They're humans, and humans right now are very narcissistic, and they think that everything revolves around them. Humans also think right now they're entitled to your time. If you're a content creator, they think that it's your job to go live. They think that it's your job to interact with them, and it's your job to entertain whatever nonsense they're saying. It's not my job to do none of that. I have jobs. I make money. You know what I'm saying? I have businesses. I don't need to use content creation as my 9 to 5. I'm never going to pay, and that's why I'm not doing it. I don't want to pander to the stuff that's nonsensical to me. I'm never going to pander to that. So I definitely think it's a thing right now they have going on where they're trying to make it seem that both the men and the women. What I would say, Daniel, is that these people are jealous. These people don't know how to handle an extremely attractive man that's well spoken, that's driven, that has ambition, that ain't taking any crap. And it's just easier to start throwing low IQ assumptions and assertions at them than to really want to think about the reality of the situation. Like you're having a lot of guys kind of stepping into their, their kingship, like acknowledging the God in them, and it's scary. It's scary. It's always been scary to certain people of certain cultures, but now we have women that have taken on that same scary mentality, if you're keeping up with me, as these other cultures have come up with to always make sure that certain men are never, what I'm saying, embracing themselves and really feeling themselves. And since they've taken on this indoctrination, it seems like to me, every time they see black men kind of stepping into themselves, it's kind of like, oh shit, oh no, it's weird. It's really weird. You know what I'm saying? So I just take it like people they're not used to, and they're not used to, and they're not ready. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. They're not ready to see black men and men in general too, right? I'm talking about men in general really stepping into themselves and not taking any more of this nonsense, this rage baiting, the arguing, just keeping our peace at peace. Um, because once a man does that, the aging process slows down. Things. You know what I'm saying? You start looking better, especially if you like hyper focus on the things that matter. Like your rest. Your water intake, your exercise, and the things you eat. You start glowing. It's God needs for His sons to represent right now and get people back in alignment with treating your neighbor like you want to be treated, treating others like you want to be treated, treating other people with respect, what they call people pleasing. We need to get back to that, to where you're treating others the way you would want them to treat you. That would be considered people pleasing. You vilified being civil and polite to other people, right? In this weird narcissistic world we're living right now. So, I to sum it up, I don't think that these women think that we're really gay. I don't. I think they say that out loud and they say it online to shame the kind of men that are coming out right now, like, building themselves up, really being seen, being noticed, getting attention. And it's a quick, easy way to try to not talking bad about the group of people, just that way of being uh, a derogatory term being used against, straight men, right? Like, that's how I feel about it. But no, I don't. I think they use it all the time. I definitely think that when you're an attractive man, you get yourself together, the first thing they're going to do, especially black women and black people in the LGBTQ, is try to say that you're part of them, or you're part of it, or you're down low, or whatever. Right? It don't mean anything, because ain't nobody gonna listen to these kind of people anyway when they're describing stuff like that. Like, it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you were actually part of it. So, you know what I mean? It's weird, but they do say it, and and black women are gonna always say it, bro. Like, we could have these discussions on the level of huge podcasters, and black women, when they get upset, the first thing they're going to do is do that. They're gonna call you that, and then they're gonna go right back to their LGBT homeboy and have plenty of discussions about whatever. And that LGBT homeboy who knows that she's using him as a derogatory slur towards straight men is going to let her do it. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it seems like they vilified the traditional straight man, and it's everybody against him. You know, like whatever it takes to break him down, whatever it takes to try to get under his skin. And that's why I don't pay them no attention. They do so much now, they don't even make any sense. The stuff that they say and do, and the things that they say automatically, it ain't even making any sense. These are a bunch of emotional, broken people who need to make themselves feel better, so they keep running their mouth. And that's all that I see. If I see some, LGBTQ dude talking about straight men and saying that we're doing all this, I say, so now you're using yourself as a punching bag to throw shots. It don't make any sense. They just say whatever they need to make themselves feel better, and a lot of it comes from however their single mother raised them. You know what I'm saying? So I just see that single mother energy on them. And I'm not talking about all single moms, but we all know that a lot of single moms have that Jezebel spirit on them. So I just see that Jezebel spirit, and that Jezebel spirit will say anything to make herself feel better. That Jezebel spirit will do anything. It's just trying to trigger. I mean, we're talking about the OG narcissist, man. We talking about the originator of all the narcissistic traits that they have to describe somebody that's narcissistic. That's what we're talking about right now. So I don't expect nothing else out of the mouth of a person like that. So yeah, I don't think that, because if the women really thought that we were GAY, then I don't think they would watch us as much as they do. They watch us a lot. They study us a lot. So I don't think they think that at all. It might be in their mind somewhat with most guys, but they don't really, So if you're attractive and you're clean and you're taking care of yourself, what really happens is you're standing out, and they're not used to it, and some of them don't want it, so they want to throw dirt on your name, but it don't stick. It don't stick. But yeah, I do think that they attack us a lot with that. But I just think that they're just saying stuff, because we ain't paying attention to anybody part of that community saying it, right? We don't care what you say. Say whatever you want to make yourself feel better. Just get out of my face, And when women are saying it, it's like, so do you have a fetish for down low dudes or something? Like, what is it? Do you like straight men and you're just throwing shade, or do you have this weird fetish, for down low dudes, and you think you found one over here? Like what is it? Nah, you found a straight dude. You just don't like a straight dude that would probably tell you that you don't qualify for him. Because a lot of women will eliminate themselves before a dude eliminates them. Like, I got to make sure I eliminate myself before. I ain't going to let him tell me no. Yeah, I do gay anyway. Get up out of here, shit. He wouldn't even look twice in your direction. So you just running your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it really don't make no sense when that community tries to project that onto a guy. Like, just go sit down with your emotional selves. Just go sit down. See what we got going on here. Yes, because black men that appear to take care of themselves, challenge men, walk. Exactly, man. Exactly. Let me go ahead and I like how you made sure that you didn't say that one word. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you making sure you didn't use that one word to get me flagged. But that's really what they want to use us for. And here's the thing, like you're saying, they really just want us to be that. They want us to be a phallus. They want us to just be a walk-in, and they can just come over here and you're stupid, and they can control you emotionally by, breaking you or making fun. Oh, man, you seem kind of sassy, or you all this crazy stuff to have you in your own head, and just want you to walk around being and then they talk about how other races of women and stuff like that, they have a fetish for us, right? I think as quiet as it's kept, I think that some black women have a fetish for us too. That's why I keep telling y'all, if they want to fetishize, however you say it, so fucking what? Right? When they try to use that against you, black women do it too. Black women be wanting to have another race of man, but they still want the anaconda. They still want the physique of a black man. They just think they're above us. What do you call that when they lay with you? That's the same thing. So it's to me, someone fetishizing you is kind of like the highest form of physical attraction you could have. So when they be talking about all them other women, just be, okay, what's wrong with that? You do it too. You do it too. You don't even like us like that. Not all of them, but a lot of black women don't even like us like that. Like, they don't like how we're not going to take no crap from them. Other races of dudes will, but we're just not going to do it. We're not going to. We don't care what they're saying. We don't care how they say it. It don't mean nothing to me. I can see right through that loud, extra stupid ass shit you saying. It don't mean nothing to me. You ain't nobody to be telling me about myself. I mean, this kind of stuff, man, it irks them because you got to remember, like, black people in general are known for telling people off. But I don't know why they think that that would matter within the black race. I got two older sisters. Like, what are we talking about here? You think I ain't been told off? You think it's the first time some black woman? Go sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So since they can't control you like they want to, even though they want you, then they go find another race, or, they'll call you whatever, you know what I mean? But they don't want to respect you. They want to think that you're just a walking phallus. You're just here to please their private parts. That's why they always have a pookie in the background. These women, these single dating coaches online, there's always some broke ass pookie who is beating the bottom out of it whenever they ain't got a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always like that. They be talking so much stuff but can't get enough. That's why do you think married women and women in relationships and women that claim they don't care about black men are so worried about black dudes going overseas? Some of your favorite content creators are married and they're talking junk about passport bros and going overseas. Why? How does that make any sense for a married woman to be worried about black men going overseas if they don't care about us and they think that we're trash? No. They know your worth. They don't want you knowing it. And when you know it, it's a problem. And everything you do, they're keeping track of it, whether they say it or not. I'm in these TikTok panels, bro. They're always talking about something. I'm like, man, I just watched a video about that. Or I just watched that live stream that brother was talking about. They are keeping up to task with every live stream. These jackasses will then go right over to TikTok and make a little panel talking about what you just said in your live stream as if their opinion matters. They won't jump in your live stream and voice their dumbass opinion. And some of the dudes are doing it too. No, they watch my live stream and then run back to their dumbass TikTok and make some raggedy, funky ass panel full of nobodies and then just babble and gossip. I'm watching on a regular basis. I'm over there on TikTok whenever I work out. I'm about to jump on there in a minute when I go work out because I just scroll through these the live stream is so crazy, man. Like, a lot of these people literally, they're probably watching me right now. I have watched people go back to their panel, and I guess it was the next day because I dropped the video and then went to sleep. But these people are talking about what I just mentioned in my live stream. So now I know who the haters are that are sitting there trolling, who the haters are that are hitting the like button. They're mostly TikTok shit boys and shit girls that don't have nothing really going for themselves, and their conversation is low IQ. Watching me over here. I'm trying to attract higher IQ people. I don't want these dumbass people that are working their way from TikTok coming over here watching my live streams. Because the panels they're making after they watch my live streams are low IQ. They're stupid. And I don't want people like that making panels off of me. But yeah, man. They want to act like they don't care about what black men are doing while studying us all the time. When we say we're done with them and we're going overseas, we're leaving them alone, then they still complain about us going overseas. And I understand the single women doing it because they know the kind of men they're losing. But when it's married women, it's like, what is your purpose? Are you mad that your backup plan is leaving? Are you planning on leaving your husband? If you're not, then why are you concerned with it? You shouldn't have any opinion, positive or negative, about what men are doing. That has nothing to do with your husband. And I keep seeing this, and it's always black chicks. So I'd be like, man, I don't believe them. I don't believe them. I think they're obsessed with us. I don't care what they say. I think they're obsessed with us. They can be married and they're still gonna be obsessed with single black men. Because when you're married, you're really not gonna try to excel and become a greater version of yourself unless you're in some kind of competition with somebody else. Trust me, I was married. When you're single and you out here, you want to be the best version. You're trying to attract the baddest of the baddest women. You're not going to like let yourself be anything. So while you're doing this, you're attracting married women too. They got a coochie. You know what I'm saying? You're attracting women in long-term relationships. They got a coochie too. But they can't let you know. So they throw shade. They shouldn't even be thinking about you. But when you looking, hey fellas, when you looking too good, like we got going on right now, I mean, we out here in the gym, man. And I'm telling you, y'all really underestimating the gym physiques that we're building, man. You really are, because you're in the gym all the time and you're seeing other gym people. Go out in a Walmart, bro. Like go into a crowd of people somewhere, like not break your gym routine, but just, on your off day, go around regular people. You feel like a superhero. Everyone is not running around looking like us, man. So you got a bunch of women that are trying to make it seem like all of us are out here getting in shape. And no, it's not. No, it's not. Because if their husbands were getting in shape, then they wouldn't be worried about you. It's a rarity to see men out here trying to improve themselves and not letting society, knock them down, and inspiring people to do better and be greater. Even if they're married, those women are going to find that attractive. Even if they're married. So, you got to take everything being said with a grain of salt. I know I have no interest in certain women, and I don't really speak about them too much. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not bashing anyone. I'm just not physically attracted to bigger women. I don't really talk about them that much. I really don't. I don't have no reason to. I'm not trying to bash anyone. I already said I'm not. I got my own type standards or whatever. So there's no need. If I got on here every day and had something to say about big women, it'd be like, well, damn, dude, like, do you have a problem with them, or you like low key like got a fetish for them or something, right? Or you like them? Well, then when I hear women that are talking about passport bros, it's like, bro, like the dudes have hung the hat up. They're not even over here complaining about American women. They're just overseas talking about how great the women are that they're meeting, and you're taking that as a slight. You're taking it as a slight against you, making it about you. Nah, man, like they're obsessed, man. They're obsessed. But yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta get off here, man. I need to work it in. Again, smash the like button. Guys, drop any comments, man, if you want to. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, you can drop a comment, but just be ready to, listen to my response to you. Don't be getting mad whenever I say something to you. If you're saying something crazy to me, I'm gonna match your energy. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, it is what it is. You're gonna get what you put out. Period. Share the live stream if you want to. And again, I'll be back on here a little bit later. Love and light. I'm your brother. I'm out.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America.